Thank you, Ammo, for doing this with us. Ammo, can you tell us your name?
My name is Issa Mufarreh
And when were you born?
in Ramallah.
And how long did you live in Ramallah?
I left Ramallah at the age of 20.
20? What year was that?
I left in 1956.
1956. And what was the name of your parents?
Jamil Mufarreh and Salma Akal Mufarreh.
How many siblings did you have? How many brothers and sisters did you have?
I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
And do you remember your grandparents?
No,
No.
not neither one of them.
You never?
I only remember my grandmother, my mother's mother.
What was her name?
Habiba,
Habiba, that's a nice name.
that's the first name, I don't know her. Habiba Akar.
Do you have any memories of her as a kid?
Of my grandmother, yes. She used to have what we call it, tabun, and to bake bread. She used to bake bread for the whole area, the whole neighborhood used to come to her. And tabun, where you have something made out of mud and do the fire, and she put the bread inside on rocks and bake it.
That's incredible. I bet it tasted good, the khubz. The khubz, I'm sure it tasted good, right?
Very, very good. I wish you can have it now.
Do you remember what growing up in Ramallah was like? Was it fun? How do you remember it?
To me, it was a little difficult. My father passed away at a young age when I was 14 years old, and I was the oldest boy in the family. I have to leave school and go to work. To support the family, and I worked until I came to this country.
And what did you do? What did you do to support the family?
I was working with painters.
Okay. So what was your favorite memory as a child? What were things that you guys liked to do in Ramallah?
In Ramallah, we love the weather. The weather is always very nice. The people are very friendly, and the food is always excellent and fresh, and we just enjoy walking down the streets, walking down the neighborhood, meeting people, and it's very enjoyable.
Yeah, I bet. Do you remember anything from like any of the wars that happened? Did you see anything? Did you witness anything?
In 1945, my dad was a shoemaker. He got a job in the city of Jaffa. Yeah, at that time was still Jaffa. And in 1948, when the war started, we were chased away by the vicious enemy, the Israelis, and we went back to Ramallah. And of course, then we were considered as refugees, and that's how I was able to get a visa and come to the United States on a refugee visa. That's the only thing I witnessed.
So did you mostly grow up in Jaffa?
No, we lived there 3 years.
Did you like living in Jaffa? What was living in Jaffa like?
Oh, I love it. It's nice we used to go to the ocean, to the sea, very close, and It was, I would love to live there, really nice.
Have you been back to Jaffa since?
One time.
One time?
One time we went 1997. I went back and we were on a tour. We went to Jaffa, yes.
Do you still remember the house that you lived in Jaffa?
I remember it very well.
What did it
Yes.
look like?
It was a small house. It was used for the farmer workers that my dad rented when he took us there. It's a small house and was still there in 1997. I went and I seen it. Of course, it was empty at that time because there was an orange bayara, field, just the oranges, and the workers lived into these homes, into these sections. My dad rented one of those rooms, one of those homes for us, and was still there in 1997.
So the orange field, the bayara, it was still there?
No, the bayara was nobody taking care of it. I don't know what happened to the owner, what happened to it, but it wasn't working.
Do you remember what it was like going from Jaffa to Ramallah, or were you still little at the time?
There was a regular transportation. There
Yeah.
was transportation. In fact, my uncle, my mom's brother, was driving a bus from Ramallah to Lid only, and then we took another bus from Lid to Jaffa. There was just regular transportation. Every day buses going back and forth. That's before 1948.
So then in 1948, so when the Nakba happened, how did your family get back to Ramallah?
My dad brought a truck somehow. Come on, let's go back. We have to go back. So we loaded everything, our clothes, in a rush situation, but the truck took us back to Ramallah.
Yeah. And then what made you decide to come to the United States?
I had the chance to come to the United States. I know I'm thankful to the United States that really give us the opportunity to improve our lives financially, socially, and yes, I got the chance to come as a refugee, and I came.
And did you come by yourself, or did you come with your family?
I came by myself to Chicago. The person that sponsored me was with the name Aziz Shaheen. He's a very nice man that helped so many people in Ramallah, so many projects. He helped me to get the visa, and I came to his place of work in Chicago, and he took me to some other families, Ramallah families in Chicago, and from there I got a job and I went on. But a few months later, in April, I became 21 years old. I wasn't even 21 then when I came.
And then did you, so you live in Michigan now, correct?
Now, in 1977, I moved from Chicago to Michigan.
Okay. And do you have a wife or any kids?
Yes.
What are their names?
I got two daughters, Nancy and Diane, and my son Jimmy.
And where did you meet your wife? Did you meet her here in the United States?
Yeah, they're here.
Yeah, they're here. What do you remember about meeting your wife? Like where did you meet her? Was it in Chicago? Was it in Michigan?
I went back 1965.
Went back to
Back to Ramallah in 1965, and yes, I met my wife and we got married.
Was it like you saw her and you fell in love with her, or was it arranged?
I did know her a little bit before I came. When she was little, we you know.
Mhm.
Yes, I know her before, but it wasn't definitely decided when I went, you know, to be her or somebody, but it turned out,
So you went to Ramallah and you came back with a wife.
yes.
I mean, that's nice.
That was-
Um, so, um, so if you had the option to go back to Ramallah, would you go back and live there, or would you rather you stay in the United States?
let's be true about this. Will be difficult for anybody who lived here for 60 years to go back to Ramallah and live there, but it will be nice to go and stay there summer, live there for a couple of months, but you can't permanently live there. It will be very difficult for a person. Let's be honest about it.
It's a completely different city than the one you left to.
Yeah, it's different customs, different situation, and it just after 2 months, if you live there for 2 months or 3 months, whatever it is, you'll enjoy it, but you'll be anxious. You want to come back here.
Your life is here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever? What do you think about the Ramallah now versus the Ramallah that you grew up in?
Oh, Ramallah have advanced socially, economically, and politically. It is a completely different city. It's much larger. Most of the fields that I remember were olive trees, fig trees. They all built now into new high-rise buildings, and the city have expanded outside. It's much larger city and very, very crowded. Ramallah, what I found out when I went in 2013, during the day, it is very crowded. When you walk down a sidewalk, you will be hearing people. There's so much people. But at night, everybody goes back. Most of the people from the suburban area or the villages, they come to Ramallah for doing paperwork or business, but they go back at night. Then it becomes, you can walk, you can go out for dinners, and weather is nice.
Do you wish Ramallah had stayed the same? Do you wish it stayed like a small city, or do you like that it became a bigger city?
No, I'm glad that it have expanded.
That's good. And then what was your favorite thing as a kid when you were in Ramallah? Did you like to go to Rukab's ice cream? Did you like to go to, where did you like to go?
Yeah, my favorite thing is getting with the kids from all the neighborhood, cousins and friends, our generation, and play football. That was my really favorite thing.
Were you good at football?
Yes, I was good at soccer.
So were you like the captain of the team all the time?
No, we just
You just played for fun?
played and spent the time.
Yeah. Were you part of the scouts at all?
The scout,
Yeah, like the Sarriya?
I was for just a couple of years. Didn't stay too long.
Yeah. If you could tell the Ramallah youth of now, if you could give them a piece of advice, what would you tell them?
I would say enjoy it while you can. Ramallah is a wonderful place. Be nice to each other and stay there as long as possible. It is a wonderful city, clean city, and the people are very socially friendly. I would advise them just to do the best you can.
Absolutely.
There.
Absolutely. And so let's talk a little bit about you. Did you ever, did you go to school? Where did you go to school?
Yes, I went to the Ramallah, main Ramallah school.
Was it the French
Yes,
school?
yes, the grammar school. I left the school after my dad passed away, after the fourth grade. I learned that. And that's, last year I was there, they start teaching us English. That was my best subject.
Was that?
English. And I was good at it. I only learned it for 1 year in school and then I left.
And your English is perfect. Your English is perfect. So the 1 year was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, Ammo, I just wanted to say thank you for doing the interview with us, and you did a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
Of course, absolutely.
Thank you.